Hello and good morning, everyone on Facebook. Happy Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday is doing wonderful. I hope your Labor Day weekend was great. For those of you who are watching us outside of the U.S., yesterday was Labor Day, and so we were able, well, most of us were able to have some time off with our families. Some people had to work because for those of us who didn't have to work, that went to places where people need to tend, then they had to work. So somehow yesterday was Labor Day, which is a day that is separated for all those who labor. My brother posted a very funny picture yesterday. She said, "To all those mothers who have ever gone into labor, happy Labor Day." But it's not that kind of labor. We're talking about work. We're talking about the thing that God gave us at the beginning of all the creation of the earth. And I want to talk to you about that for a little bit, because there is I was preaching on Sunday, and I was talking about stewardship, time and money and all that stuff, and I was mentioning there that the Bible, in the book of Genesis, in chapter 2, it already starts talking about work, and a lot of people think that work is the result of sin, and actually it isn't. Work is something that was given to us. Because let me tell you something that I learned a long time ago. Work is not your job. Your job is the one that provides you dividends. Your job is what you do in order to get paid and pay your bills. But work is what you do that makes you who you are and brings you satisfaction about who you are. So let me put it to you this way. You might be digging ditches on the field, but that's your job. That's what pays you. But your work could be completely different to your job. And your work usually brings you satisfaction. We usually get to the point of saying, "Oh, I got to go to work, and I got to go to work." But actually, you have to go to your job, because if you really think about it, where you mostly put your effort and all of your heart and all of your intensity, because you're looking or searching or doing it for satisfaction, then that is your work. And let me prove it to you this way. The Bible says on Psalm 19 that God shows himself to the world by his work. And by his work means by his creation, by everything that he has done. And so today I want to talk to you about work, and I want to talk to those of you who, I didn't do this video yesterday because everybody was at work or everybody was off from work. So I decided to do it today, and I wish and I hope that you had a wonderful Labor Day. But if you're sitting there behind a cubicle, and if you're sitting there behind a machine, and if you're sitting there behind a line of people because you got to do some kind of job, but it's not really your work, hey, keep on pressing and keep on pushing, because your work will always bring you satisfaction. Your job will frustrate you. Your job will make you feel like you can do better than this, and that's because it's pushing you to your work. And I know that sometimes we have to labor 8 hours a day, but then when it's over, then we go to work. And let me tell you about a couple of things that we do work on. And I want to share this for a few moments, because I know a lot of you have to go to work. A lot of you are probably already in work. A lot of you are probably just in between some little gap. Some of you are coming back from work and about to go hit the bed because you got to recharge. But let me say this to you for a second. This work that I'm talking to you about is those things that bring you a greater result. And I want to talk to you about the things that you work for every day, and sometimes you don't realize that it's bringing you great satisfaction, or maybe it isn't. And maybe the work has turned into a job, and instead of bringing you joy, it frustrates you. But at some point, it rejoices you. Like, for instance, every single day of our life, we work on ourselves. Or at least we should. We should work on ourselves. We should work on getting better, on going to school, on becoming more positive, on getting out of stages of our life in which we want to advance and get somewhere else. Now, you can do all that stuff, but you got to put in the work. You cannot expect to get out of where you're at if you're not willing to put at least some effort to get out of where you are. So basically, work, yes, it entails significance of doing stuff, but it's not doing it because you have to. It's doing it because you enjoy doing it. And so let me say this to you. Work on your life. Maybe you are tired of your job and you're trying to get better at life, and maybe what you need is a career change. Now, in order to do a career change, yes, you can quit your job right now and get another one tomorrow, but it's better if you work at getting another job, which means do your research, take your time, consider the facts. Would you be able to earn the same over there as you earn here? Would you be able to have the same free time as you have right here? Would you be able to spend time with your family as much as you do right now that you are at this job? Because if you don't, then you're going to frustrate yourself. But allow me to say this. When I say you have to work at getting a new job, it means you have to do the due diligence in order for you to be able to know if it's the best thing for you to do right now. Because it should bring you satisfaction. It should bring you a sense of completion and saying, wow, I made this change and now I am a better person. Because if you change your job without doing the work of knowing whether, can I do this job? Am I capacitated to do this job? Am I fully trained? Do I have the qualifications to do it? If you do, and you do all that work, which means maybe you have to go back to college. Maybe you have to go get certified at something. Maybe you have to go get trained. That is working to change your job. So notice this. You get to a point where you work at what you like to be able to change what you don't like, which is maybe your job. Now, if you're at work, make sure you turn the volume down on this, because then your boss might think that you're already looking for another job. But I'm just telling you, we work at life. And here's another area that we work at life. We work on our families. Other than working on ourselves, we work on our families. We work on our marriage. We work on our relationship with our children, or at least, once again, we should. Because if you feel frustrated in your marriage, if you feel frustrated in your relationship with your children, maybe you're looking at it as a job and not as work. Because the work that you put into your family will eventually bring you satisfaction. Satisfaction of the time spent with your wife, satisfaction of the time spent with your children. And notice, most of the people that walk out from their marriages, most of the people who go through ruptures in their marriage, most of the people who have gone to a point of making a decision of change about their marriage life or their family life, it's because their work became a job. They were looking at it more in the sense of, I don't have to clean dishes. I don't have to support this family. I don't have to work like an animal to do this. And so therefore, the weight of what they were doing ended up being harder than the work that they were putting in. And therefore, they made a choice. When you work, it will be hard, but it'll always bring you satisfaction. It's digging that 10-foot ditch and saying, I did it, and I did it by hand, and I did it the way they asked me, and now I'm getting paid for it, but it's because it's work. Now, a lot of us don't do what we love, so it becomes a job, and a job pushes us to do things that we don't like. And somehow, let me tell you this, and I want you to understand this, and please do not take this the wrong way. Some of us sold our happiness to a job. In other words, we are doing something we don't enjoy. Listen, we're doing something we don't enjoy, and we sold ourselves for $1. Okay, some of you for $70,000. Some of you for $60,000. But if you were really to do what you enjoy and what you love and what you had, would you be doing what you're doing right now? Think about that for a second. If you really could have a chance to do what you love, would you be doing what you're doing right now? Now, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have a job. Don't get this wrong, because even those who work for what they love have to eventually get the rewards and the fruits of their labor. So in other words, they might make a change of career, but they still got to go work. They still got to go put in some time. They still got to go put in their brain. They still got to go put in their efforts. And that will eventually pay them for what they do. A lot of times we criticize people because they don't do what we're doing. Oh, it's because they don't work as hard. Oh, it's because they don't do what we do. But they get paid, and they get paid what? The reward of what they're doing. So just because you don't make what somebody else makes, or somebody else is not digging like you're digging, or typing like you're typing, or speaking like you're speaking, it doesn't mean that they're not working. And it doesn't mean that they're not doing what they're to do. And it doesn't mean that they're not getting rewarded. And a lot of times the reason why we criticize other people is because we are envious of that. But I'm not going to take too much time on that point. But I want to tell you, we work on ourselves, and we work on our families. We work on our children. We work on our marriage. We work on the things that we are to do to make it better. We don't make it worse. We make it better, because that's work for us. The work that we do will bring us family satisfaction, will bring you relationship satisfaction. And it is a lot of work. You know what's a lot of work? Getting flowers. Because you got to know which flowers you got to get. You got to know which ones are the favorite, what color is the favorite, and then you got to drive out of your way to go find a flower shop, and then you got to buy the flowers, and then you got to take the courage to walk the aisle or the hallway or the driveway and say, "Hey, honey, I brought you some flowers." That's a lot of work, because it's not something that we're used to doing. It's a lot of work. You know what is a lot of work? A lot of work is going and playing soccer after 8 hours of work, of a job. That's a lot of work, because we got to take the boots off and put the tennis shoes on. We got to take the suit off and we got to put the shorts on. And then we got to go outside, and we got to go all day. We spend 8 hours in air conditioning, but then now we got to go out and we got to go sit behind what? A field that is hot, that there's no water, and then we sweat. That's a lot of work, but you know what? That work will bring you happy wife and happy children. And if you don't know this, if you want a happy life, you got to have a happy wife. Just kidding, that's an extra one. But anyways, but it does work anyways. So I want to say this to you, for all those of you who labor. The Bible says, let us not forget those who labor. And today, I wanted to make this video to say thank you to all those hardworking husbands and sons and fathers and people who work to send money back to their country, to send money back to their family, to send money back to their family back where they're at. You're here working, busting your chops, and doing the hard work so that they can live a life that is fruitful, that is blessed, that is wonderful. And I want to say thank you to all of you. Happy Labor Day. I know it was yesterday, but today I say to you, thank you for everything that you do. And don't forget that work will always bring you satisfaction. The sun is working right now. The sun is doing his job. I had chosen this spot because I was not going to have a lot of bright spots and shadows and shades, but the sun is doing his work. I can't get mad at the sun right now, because he's just doing his work. That's what he was commended to do. That's what he was ordered to do. And the sun is just doing his job. So from here, from Porter Park, this morning, I just want to wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I hope this has blessed you. And remember that God even shows his work to his creation, to his people, by the things that we see every day. So don't look at something and say, oh my gosh, I can't. No. Don't forget that even God had to work. Even God put labor into his creation. And today he stands proud and he says, this is all that I've done, and I've done it for you. So on behalf of myself and Fast Forward Life Ministries, I wish you the best of time, the best of day, and have a wonderful and blessed day. We'll see you guys later.